Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalam ala rasulillah, wa ala alihi wa ashabihi wa man wala, amma ba'du. Then yesterday we read the first page from Surah An-Naba, word for word, and we talked about some of the meanings, and then we began with the i'rab of the ayat, and we reached and completed ayat number 18. We completed ayat number 18, so inshallah ta'ala we will begin from here, where Allah Azza wa Jalla says, وَفُتِحَتِ السَّمَاءُ فَكَانَتْ أَبْوَابًا. Wa is a harfu atf. It is a connecting word. It's connecting this word or this sentence with the sentence before it. Futihat is a fil madi. It's a past tense verb. Mabni lil majhul. It is a passive it is a passive verb, right? Mabni ala fatha, right? This fatha here, right? And the ta is a ta ta'nith, a sakina. It's the feminine ta, right? And the kasra is there on that ta, even though it is sakina. It is written here as being a kasra because of the meeting of two sukoons. If you have a sukoon on the ta and a sukoon on this first scene, then we must put something there to prevent the meeting of the two sukoons. Iltiqa as-sakinain. As-sama'u is your na'ib al-fa'il, your na'ib fa'il, your substitute for the fa'il. As we know, in a majhul sentence, in a passive sentence, the object of the verb becomes the subject. And so it's na'ib al-fa'il, marfu' with a dhamma dhahira, as we can see, as-sama'u. فَكَانَتْ أَبْوَابًا. فَكَانَتْ, fa is a harf atf here, a connecting letter or connecting particle. كانت is a fil madi, right? Mabni ala fatha, mabni ala fatha, and the ta is a ta ta'nitha sakina, and the fa'il here is mustatir. It is hidden, meaning here, or referring back to as-sama, right? And ismu kana is also hidden, meaning here, as-sama, however you would like to look at it. Abwaba is khabaru kana. Abwaba is khabaru kana mansub with the fatha dhahira at the end, as we can see. Are there any questions about this? And when the skies are opened, and it will be like gates. Do we have any questions about this? طيب. وسيرت الجبال فكانت سرابا. وسيرت, again, wa is a harf atf. Suyirat is a fil madi, mabni lil majhul. It is passive, past tense verb, right? Mabni ala fatha, right? And the ta ta'nith as-sakina. However, this kasra here is again for the meeting of the two sukoons, the ta and the lam, right? Al-jibalu is the naib al-fa'il marfu' with a dhamma. Fakanat, fa is a harfu at. Kanat, right, is a fil madi, mabni ala fatha, and the ta ta'nith as-sakina is there. The fa'il is mustatir, it is hidden here, right? Talking about the jibal, right? The jibal. Whenever we talk about something ghayr al-aqil, we talk about it in the feminine singular. So we say hiya, right? Fakanat, and the ismu kana is mustatir, it's hidden inside of there, meaning hiya or the jibal, and it is marfu'. Saraba is khabaru kana mansub with the fathas, as is obvious there. Any questions? And when the mountains become, and when the mountains move and they become like a mirage, إن جهنم كانت مرصادا. إن is a harfu nasikh wa nasib, and it means yufid at-tawkid. It brings or benefits us the emphasis, right? Jahannam is ismu inna. Walaikum salam wa rahmatullah. Jahannam is ismu inna. Mansoob with a fatha, right? As we can see there. Kanat mirsada. Inna is harfu nasik wa nasib, making it the noun after it. Mansoob, as we can see. Ismu inna, Jahannam, mansoob with a fatha. Kanat, as we said before, is kanat is a fil madi, past tense verb, mabni ala fatha. The ta ta'nitha sakina here, the fa'il or the ismu kana is mustatir, right? Kanat mirsada, right? Kanat mirsada. Mirsada is your khabaru inna, or khabaru kana, asif. Khabaru kana, mansoob with a fatha, right? And the phrase here, right? Kanat mirsada is your khabaru inna. We have ismu inna here. Now we need khabaru inna, right? So khabaru inna is kanat mirsada. It's in the position of being marfu', khabaru inna. Littaghina ma'aba. Li, the lam here is a harf jar, right? It is a preposition making the noun after it majroor. It was originally taghuna, right? But because of the lam, it became taghina. Taghina is ismu majroor due to the lam, and the sign of it being majroor is the ya. The sign, the alamatu jarrihi, is the ya, right? Ma'aba is khabaru kana, athani, the second one, because we're still talking about Jahannam. Inna Jahannama kanat mirsada. Indeed, Jahannam is waiting. It is waiting. It is looking. It is looking to ambush. Littaghina. It is for the transgressors. Ma'aba, a place of return, a resting or a final destination. Ma'aba is a maf'ulun bihi athani, right? Mansoob with fatha dhahira. Labithina fiha ahqaba. Labithina is the hal of taghina. Labithina is mansoob with a ya, because it is the hal, the condition of at-taghina. How are the taghin, how are the transgressors going to be? Labithina, lingering, staying, remaining. Fiha, fi harf jar, ha damir muttasil, fi mahal jar, bi harf jar, right? Fiha. Ahqaba. Ahqaba is a dharf zaman. It is a adverb of time, mansoob with fatha dhahira, right? Ahqaba. It's the type. It is a dharf or adverb of time. Any questions? They will be in there for ages. Ages upon ages. لا يذوقون فيها بردا ولا شرابا. لا is a harf nafi, or lam, or la nafiya, the la of negating something, right? It is negating something. يذوقون is fil mudari' مرفوع مرفوع بثبوت النون because it's from the أفعال الخمسة. It's from those 5 verbs, right? يذوقان يذوقون تذوقان تذوقون and تذوقين, those 5 verbs. So it is مرفوع بثبوت النون. And the wow here is your fa'il. The wow is a wow jama', your fa'il. They. فيها. في is harf jar. Ha is ضمير متصل في محل الجر. It's a ضمير متصل مبني على سكون. It's ha. It's always going to be ha. It's always going to have a sukoon on that alif there. And it is in the position of being majroor after fi. Bardan is the maf'ulun bihi. Right? Yadhuquna, tasting what? Bardan. La yadhuquna, they won't taste what? Bardan. They won't taste anything cold. Maf'ulun bihi mansub with fatha dhahira. Wala sharaba. Wala, wa is harfu atf. Lam is again emphasizing the negation here. Right? Negation, emphasizing the negation. Sharaba is ma'tuf and bard. It is ma'tuf. It is connected. It is attached to bard. So whatever we did to bard, we have to do to sharab, which we made it mansub. So we say sharaba mansub with the fatha dhahira. Illa. Illa is a harf istithna. It is a particle of exception. Istithna, exception, to make an exception to something. Hamiman, and the noun after the istithna is going to be mansub. Hamiman is mustathna. It is called mustathna. It is the exception. It is the exception, right? Mansub with a fatha dhahira. Hamiman wa ghasaqa. Wa is harfu atf, and ghasaqa is ma'tuf to hamiman. It is connected and attached to hamiman. So what we did to hamim, we do to ghassaq, which is to make it mansub with the fatha dhahira. Any questions? What is the position of taghina lit-taghina as a whole? The whole sentence is basically it is just it in itself. It does not have anything that I can see here. Let me look real quick. But it is basically ma'aban was brought forth, right? Ma'aban was brought forward as a maf'ulun bihi, right? No, as a khabru kana rather. As khabru kana, it was brought. Let me see. Yeah, khabru kana, a thani, from up above, right? Where it said kanat. Where is it at? وكانت سراب جهنم وكانت نعم كان is خبر كان مآب is خبر كان. So basically sometimes للطاغين حرف جار is going to be شبه الجملة لكن نعم خبر الأول. No, it can't be خبر الأول. Give me 1 second. خبر الأول was مرصادة, right? خبر الأول was مرصادة. 1 second here. Is ayat 22, right? للطاغين no, here it is over here. Some of the people say that it is a khabr akhar, And again, many of these things, the different schools of thought in grammar and all of that have different opinions. So here, five positions have been mentioned in this book here. One of them, and it is connected to mirsada, so therefore it's going to be mansub, right? Another one, it is connected to ma'aba. Another one is that it is connected to a description which is dropped for mirsada, which is ka'inan littagina. Ka'inan meaning that they will be, right? And another position is that it is connected to something which is a condition, a hal, which is mahdhuf, which is dropped, right? A description of ma'aba. And then this last one, which seems to make the most sense, is that it could be another khabar of kana here, littagina, because we have, whenever we have harf jar wa ism majroor, we usually say shibhu jumla khabar. So if it's a khabar, then it's going to be another khabar of kanat. Kanat mirsada, kanat littagina, kanat ma'aba. Right? Inshallah ta'ala. There's many positions, but this one, in my limited knowledge, makes the most sense to me. We say, indeed, Jahannam was mirsada. Kanat mirsada, meaning it was waiting. It is looking. Are there more? It's waiting to devour the inhabitants. Inna Jahannama kanat littagina. Indeed, it is for those who transgress. Inna Jahannama kanat ma'aba. Indeed, it is a final place or destination. We reached up to 25. Any other questions up till there? If there is, just type them and I'll try to answer them, inshallah. Jaza'an wifaqa. Jaza'an wifaqa. Jaza' is a maf'ulun mutlaq. There is something they say which is dropped here, right? Something they say which is dropped here, a verb, right? So yujzi, so they are going to be rewarded. Jaza'an wifaqa. They are going to be rewarded is dropped, right? Jaza'an wifaqa. Jaza' maf'ulun bihi, right? Mansub, since it's the maf'ulun bihi, is mansub with fatha dhahira. Wifaqa is a siffa to jaza', right? Is a siffa to jaza'. It is an agreement with it, so it is mansub with fatha dhahira. And the meaning of this, as we said, is a reward which is an agreement with what they used to do, right? They used to disbelieve in Allah, and they intended to disbelieve in Him until, if they lived 1,000 years, if they lived eternity, they would disbelieve in Him. So Allah is going to punish them for eternity. Jaza'an wifaqa. Innahum kanu la yarjuna hisaba. Innahum, inna is a harf nasikh wa nasab, making emphasis, tawkeed, making the noun after it mansub. Innahum, hum here is a damir muttasal. It is an attached pronoun, mabni ala sukun here, and we can break up hum into separate parts as well, but we're trying to keep it easy and simple. Hum here is your ismu inna fi mahal nasb mansub, in the position of being mansub because of the inna. Kanu la yarjuna hisaba. Kanu, kana is a fil madi, mabni ala dhamma here, mabni ala dhamma, because of the waw al-jama'a being attached to it, right? And the waw al-jama'a is a damir muttasal fi mahal al-raf ismu kana. It is in a position of being marfu as the ismu kana. Where's ismu kana? The waw. La yarjuna. La yarjuna, la is nafiya, negation. Yarjuna is a fil mudari' marfu'. The sign of it being marfu', alamatu raf'ihi, and thubut noon, the establishment or the existence of the noon here. And the fa'il here is the waw al-jama'. The waw al-jama' is your fa'il in the position of being marfu'. Hisaban is the maf'ulun bihi of yarjuna, right? Is the maf'ulun bihi of yarjuna. Mansub with fatha dhahira. La yarjuna is the position of being mansub of khabaru kana, right? Khabaru kana. And la yarjuna hisaba is in the position of being marfu khabaru inna. So we have inna, right? Here we have ismu inna, right? Then we have kana, kanu. Kanu has ismu kana. It's right there inside that wow, right? Then we have la yarjuna. La yarjuna is khabaru kana, right? And then la yarjuna hisaba is khabaru inna. If that's clear. We always have to have, when we have ismu inna, we have to have khabaru inna. We have ismu kana, we have to have khabar. So we have to find them even if they're in a phrase other than that. وَكَذَّبُوا بِآيَاتِنَا كِذَابًا. wa is harfu at. كَذَّبُوا في الماضي مبني على ضمة. Why? Because لِإِتِّصَالِهِ بِوَاو جَمَعَ, due to the waw jama' being connected to it. And the waw jama' is a damir muttasil, is an attached pronoun. في محل رفع فاعل. It is in the position of being marfu as your file. كَذَّبُوا بِآيَاتِنَا. B is harf jar. Ayatina, ayat is ismu majroor with the kasra dhahira, and the noon alif here is the damir muttasil fi mahal jar mudaf ilay. Ayatina mudaf ilay. Kidhaba. Kidhaba is a maf'ulun mutlaq mansoob. Kadhabu kidhaba. Maf'ulun mutlaq mansoob with a fatha dhahira. وَكُلَّ شَيْءٍ أَحْصَيْنَاهُ كِتَابًا. وَكُلَّ واو is حرف عطف. وَكُلَّ is a مفعول به, right? Mansoob, because it's brought here before the verb, as we'll see. وَكُلَّ, كُلَّ is مفعول به. كُلِّ شيء مضاف إليه. كُلَّ شيء, شيء مضاف إليه مجرور with the kasra. أحصيناه, right? أحصينا. أحصى is a fi'l madi مبني على سكون لاتصاله بناء الدالة على الفاعلين. بناء الفاعلين. This is the na الفاعلين, written here as with a dagger alif, right? أحصينا مبني على سكون. Who here is your damir muttasil في محل النصب مفعول به. Also أحصيناه, we have to have two, or we do have two, even if we don't have to. Have two of them. Kulla is also a maf'ulun bihi. أحصيناه, we recorded for him, or recorded it. Kulla shay, everything. Maf'ulun bihi. Kitaban. Kitaban is maf'ulun mutlaq, right? To basically a fi'l which is mahdhuf, a fi'l which is dropped, right? Meaning katabnahu, or like referring back to ahsaynahu wa katabnahu kitaba. So kitaba here is a maf'ulun mutlaq mansoob with a fatha dhahira. فذوقوا فلن نزيدكم إلا عذابا. فذوقوا, the fa here is a basically fa sababiyya, the fa showing the reason, or the something is going to happen as a reason. Dhuqu is a fil amr. It's a fil amr. It's a command verb. Mabni ala hadaf an-noon. How do we? It's mabni ala hadaf an-noon. It doesn't say dhuquna. We don't have the noon there, right? And we have a waw jama' here is your fa'il, basically showing you, is being marfu', showing you guys, a group of you guys, them. Allah is telling you guys, them people in the hellfire. Dhuqu, taste. Falan, fa is isti'nafiyya, like to continuation. Len is a harfu nafi. It is a particle which negates the future. It negates the future on a fi'l mudari, on a present tense verb. Nazidakum, and it makes it mansub, as we can see, nazida with a fatha. Nazida fil mudari mansub after len with a fatha dhahira. Nazidakum, kum is a damir muttasal, an attached pronoun, right, in the position of being mansubed, maf'ulun bihi. Nazidakum, we're going to increase who? Increase you. Illa is a harf or an ada hasar. It's a particle of hasar, right? Adaba, we're going to increase you. What? Nazid is going to have two maf'ulun bihi here, and the second one is adaba, maf'ulun bihi mansub with a fatha dhahira. Are there any questions? If there are, just write it. We can always go back. All right. As for the meaning of these next, or the last part of this surah, inna lil muttaqina mafaza. Inna, of course, means certainly or truly or verily. Lil muttaqina, li is for. Al muttaqina, those who are righteous or pious or those who have taqwa. Mafaza. Mafaza is success, from the word fawz, right? Fawz. Mafaza. There is success for those who have taqwa. Hada'iqa wa a'naba. Hada'iq is the plural of hadika, meaning gardens, right? Hada'iq is the plural of hadika, gardens. Wa a'naba, from inab, meaning grapes, right? Garps, vine, like An-Naba here from An-Nab, meaning grapevines and grape gardens or whatever. وَكَوَاعِبَ أَتْرَابَ. Kawa'iba comes from kaf, ain, ba. And the singular here is ka'ib. Ka'ib. And it means full round breasts which, I see you Abdullah now, full round breasts which they'll never sag, right? Referring to young women with young breasts which will be perky and never sag. And we're not shy to say this because this is what Allah Azza wa Jal tells us, right? And this is what is in store for the people in Jannah. Kawa'ib, meaning young women with full breasts. Atraba, from ta, ra, ba, meaning to be of the same age, to be their peers, to be on the same level as them. They're the same age, the same, atraba could be someone in the same grade, their peers, their co-workers, their students to go to school, the same grade as them, like this, right? Kawa'iba atraba here, meaning the same age, right? The same age. For the muttaqeen are these hada'iq, these gardens, wa a'naba, and these vineyards, wa kawa'iba atraba, and young, full-breasted, same-aged women. Wa ka'san dihaqa. Ka's is a cup, right? And of course, there's lots of different types of cups. And some people say a ka's is this and this is that. Here, this is just a cup, a chalice, or whatever that you'll be drinking from. Dihaqa. Dahaqa, dal. The same age as the people of Jannah. And will the people of Jannah age? I don't know. I know we enter into Jannah at the age of 33. Do we age after that? I don't know. I don't know. Allahu Alam. But they will be the same age as their mates in Jannah, right? Dihaqa means to be full, from Dihaq, if you have something which is dihaq, it means it's to be full, like your cup is full. They will have full cups, meaning full cups of wine. Right? Wine for us is prohibited in this life, but permissible for us in the hereafter without getting drunk, without having headaches or what do they call it the next day? Hangover, any of that, right? We won't have any of that. لا يسمعون فيها لغوا ولا كذابا. لا is a negation. لا يسمعون, they will not hear, from سمع. يسمعوا, they will not hear. لا يسمعون, they will not hear. فيها, in it, or in them, in these gardens, right? لغوا, لغوا, لغو, from lam, ghain, wow, it means false speech. False speech. Speech which is not true, speech which has no place, right? Wala kidaba, and nor lies. They're not going to hear any of this, right? They're not going to hear any vain talk. Lagho, they're not going to hear. Lagho is also in some places in the Quran translated as music. They're not going to hear any lagho. They're not going to hear any music. They're not here is not translated as music. Lagho is music or cussing or whatever the case might be, nor kidaba, nor lying. Jaza'an min rabbika ata'an hisaba. Jaza, again, here's a reward. This is as a reward. Min rabbika, from your Lord. Ata'an, ata, a gift, from the word ata, to give, right? Ata'an, a gift. Hisaba, hisaba, meaning basically for what you used to do. As we say, the hisab is the accountability. Ata'an hisaba, a gift for what you used to do, in consideration of what you used to do. Rabbis samawati wal ard, the Lord of the heavens and the earth. Wama bainahuma ar-Rahman, and what is between them, He is ar-Rahman. La yamlikuna, they do not control. Yamlikuna, from malaka, mim lam kaf, like mulk, to have control or to own anything. They do not own, they do not control. Minhu khitaba, from it, right? From it, or in His presence, they don't have any khitaba. They don't own the right to speak. Khitaba, like the word khutbah. Khitaba, any speech. They don't have any speech. They don't have any right to speak. They don't own any words. They don't have any rights that day to speak. Yawma yaqumu ar-ruhu wal malaikatu saffa. Yawma, the day yaqumu ar-ruh, that the ruh, the angel Jibreel, right? Wal malaika, and the other angels, yaqumu saffa, they will stand up in rows. They will form rows. They will establish rows. لا يتكلمون إلا من أذن له الرحمن وقال صوابا. لا يتكلمون, from takallama, to speak. They will not speak. إلا, except, men who أذن يأذن, to permit, except that he permits for him ar-Rahman, that ar-Rahman gives him permission. Adina lahu, he's given permission. Who gives it? Ar-Rahman, except that ar-Rahman gives him permission. Waqala sawaba, and he will say sawaba. Sawaba is the truth. He will say what is correct. He will not lie. He will say sawaba. He'll say the truth. He'll say what is correct. Dhalika al-yawmul haq. Dhalika is that. Yawmul haq. That is the day of truth. That is the true day. That is the day of truth. فَمَنْ شَاءَ, فَمَنْ, so whoever, sha'a, whoever wishes, like masha'Allah, insha'Allah, if he wishes. فَمَنْ شَاءَ, so whoever wishes. اتَّخَذَ, let him take, from the original root, akhadha, here is form 5. اتَّخَذَ, right? Let him take, meaning let him adopt. Ila rabbihi ma'aba, to his Lord a destination. Let him take away to his Lord. Let him take the same way, ma'aba, for the طاغين للطاغين مآبا. Let him take a destination, a resting place, a final place to his Lord. Meaning let him take a way that is going to make his final resting place with his Lord. A way of tawbah, a way of doing good deeds. Let him take this to his Lord. Inna andarnakum adhaban qarima. Inna, indeed we. It's a contraction of inna plus na. Inna plus na. Indeed we. Andarnakum, from Nun Dhal Ra, like Navirun wa Bashirun, to give good news. Andhara is to warn. Andharnakum, we warned you guys. Indeed, we warned you all. Adhaban qariban, of a close or a near punishment. Yawma yanzuru al-mar'u. Yawma yanzuru, from nadara, to look at. The day when al-mar'u, a man or a person, will look at ma qaddamat yadahu, look at what qaddamat. Qaddama, taqaddamu, meaning to present. Qaddamat, to put forward, to present. If I present you a bottle of water, I put it in front of you, right? I put it in front of you when I present it to you. What his hands, yadahu, was yadan, but because of the who here, the pronoun, we drop our noon when it becomes a mudaf, right? Yadahu. His hands, what his two hands have sent forward, what his two hands have put forward or presented. The day a person will be looking at what his two hands have put forward. I mean, what his actions he has done. وَيَقُولُ, and he will say, who will say it? Al-kafir, marfu' with a dhamma here. يَقُولُ الْكَافِرُ, the kafir will say, Ya laytani kuntu turaba. Ya here, right, is oh, right? Late means like, oh, I had wished. Oh, at last. Ya laytani. Oh, I wish for me. Regarding me. Laytani kuntu turaba. Oh, how I wish I were. Kuntu, I was. Turaba, I was dust. Meaning that Allah had never created him. He wished that Allah had never ever created him as a human being. Right? Any questions about any of the words here?
The new word for truth, huh?
Huh?
So we got a new word for truth.
What?
The truth. Sawab.
Sawab is, here's the truth, but it means, you will probably translate it as the truth. He will only say what is correct. وَقَالَ صَوَابًا. So if you have a mistake, for instance, if I ask you, is it A or B, and you say it's B, but B is not the right answer. The right answer is A. If you said B, then this is a khata. It's a mistake. If you said A, this is sawab. This is correct. The answer would be sawab. So he will only say what is correct, meaning he will only say the truth.
Okay.
Right? طيب. From the tafsir of this, we could read briefly the tafsir of this. أَمَّا يَتَسَاءَلُونَ. What are they asking about? They're asking about the Quran. They're asking about the day of resurrection. What are they asking about? Referring to the Quran and the resurrection. An-Naba al-Azim. An-Naba here is either the Quran or the day of resurrection. And the Quran informs us of the day of resurrection. Right? It informs us about the prophethood. It informs us about the Tawheed. All of this, An-Naba al-Azim. الَّذِي هُمْ فِيهِ مُخْتَلِفُونَ. That which they're differing about. They're differing about it. They're differing about it. Some of them said that the Prophet ﷺ was a magician. Some said he was a poet. Some said he was a sorcerer. And they all had, some said, no, this is the stories of the people of old. All of them differing about what kind of news this was. But again, كَلَّا سَيَعْلَمُونَ, no, they're going to know, right? Telling them in the graves, they're going to know, they're going to realize, كَلَّا سَيَعْلَمُونَ, ثُمَّ كَلَّا سَيَعْلَمُونَ, and again in the hereafter for sure, they're going to know. Alam naj'al al-arda mihada. Did we not make the earth a flat place for you to walk on and to sleep on and something to hold you? Wal jibala autada, and the mountains as pegs to hold the earth steady. Wa khalaqnakum azwaja, and we made you into pairs, male and female. Wa ja'alna nawmakum subata, and we made the sleep for you a thing that you can gather rest. You don't move around in your sleep. You don't run and stuff. Very few people sleepwalk or anything. This is a time for your body to regain its energy. وَجَعَلْنَا اللَّيْلَ لِبَاسًا, and the night it covers you and what you do with your family and so on. وَجَعَلْنَا النَّهَارَ مَعَاشًا, we made the day a livelihood. When you need to go about, you need to do work, outside, you don't need extra lamps and all this stuff. It's, the sun is there for you, right? وَبَنَيْنَا فَوْقَكُمْ سَبْعًا شِدَادًا, and we made above you 7 strong, firm heavens, right? وَجَعَلْنَا سِرَاجًا وَحَاجًا, and we made in there a lamp which is burning and bright, right? وَأَنزَلْنَا, and we said وَحَاجًا is something which has the light and the heat. وَأَنزَلْنَا مِنَ الْمُعْصِرَاتِ مَاءً ثَجَّاجًا, we, from the rain-filled clouds, we send down an abundance of water. لِنُخْرِجَ بِهِ حَبًّا وَنَبَاتًا, in order to extract with it the seeds and from the vegetation as well as the grains and stuff, right? And we said habba was grains and wheat and stuff like this, and nabata is something that has a stalk, trees and vegetation and plants. وَجَنَّاتٍ أَلْفَافًا, and gardens which are full and lush, trees and bushes on top of one another. إِنَّ يَوْمَ الْفَصْلِ كَانَ مِيقَاتًا, indeed the day of separation is an appointed time, meaning between the people, those who are believers and those who are disbelievers, and even then amongst the disbelievers according to the different categories, and the believers according to the different categories. يَوْمَ يُنْفَخُ فِي الصُّورِ, the day that Allah will have Israfil, the angel Israfil, blow into the trump. فَتَأْتُونَ, you will come to the place where we stand, afwaja, and where you guys will stand, you will come in groups. وَفُتِحَتِ السَّمَاء, and when the skies are opened up with the descending of the angels are going to come down. فَكَانَتْ أَبْوَابًا, then the sky will be like doors opened up due to the abundance of the angels coming through. وَسُيِّرَتِ الْجِبَالُ فَكَانَتْ سَرَابًا, and the mountains will be as if they were a mirage, as if they'd never ever existed, right? As if they never ever existed. إِنَّ جَهَنَّمَ كَانَتْ مِرْصَادًا, Jahannam, this hellfire is waiting for the kuffar to be thrown into them so it can punish them. The hellfire is waiting, mirsad, it's looking, it's waiting in ambush for the kuffar to be thrown into it so it can punish them. لِلطَّاغِينَ مَآبًا, it is a for the transgressors a final place of return. لَابِثِينَ فِيهَا أَحْقَابًا, we said that ahqaba is jam'u jam, it is the plural of plurals. So hukba is a long time, hukub long times, and ahqaba is many long times. They will be in there for this eternity basically. Illa, then the ayah said, what does it say? He skipped an ayah here in the tafsir. لا يذوقون فيها بردا ولا شرابا, they won't taste anything cold nor anything, they won't have anything to drink except hamimin, which is extremely hot water, wa ghasaqa, which is the pus from the wounds of the people. Jaza and wifaqa, an appropriate reward for what they used to do. Innahum kanu la yarjuna hisaba, they didn't used to hope for the return to Allah. They didn't used to hope for an accountability from Him. They didn't want to believe in the hereafter, right? And so they didn't want to think about the return and the accountability. وَكُلَّ شَيْءٍ أَحْصَيْنَاهُ كِتَابًا, everything is written in the Lawh al-Mahfuz, and everything is written by the angels who write down the good deeds of the people. إِنَّ لِلْمُتَّقِينَ مَفَازًا, for the righteous and the people who have taqwa, there is this victory and this safety from the hellfire. right? The safety from the hellfire. Hada'ika wa An-Naba, gardens and vineyards. Wa kawa'iba atraba, as we said, kawa'ib are young women, right? Wa atraba, of the same age, right? Wa ka'san dihaqa, full with wine, that we will not get drunk from, nor have hangovers or anything. لا يسمعون فيها لغوا ولا كذابا. They won't hear in paradise. You won't hear any false speech, no lies from one another, no backbiting, no slandering, nothing. جزاء من ربك عطاء حسابا. This is a reward from your Lord that He gave you, right? Due to your deeds, and He multiplied them. Hisaban, He multiplied 10 times or 700 times or unlimited number of times. لا يملكون منه خطابا, that day no one will be able to begin to speak, and that means they won't be able to intercede for anyone except with His permission. يوم يقوم الروح والملائكة صفا, the day that the angels will come down. Jibril and the angels will come down lined up in rows, right? إِلَّا مَنْ أَذِنَ اللَّهُ الرَّحْمَنِ, except for those who Allah allows, meaning to intercede, then they will be able to talk and they will be able to intercede for Allah. وَكَانَ قَالَ صَوَابًا, meaning he will say the truth, right? He will say the truth. And some people say, وَقَالَ صَوَابًا, is because he said the truth in this life that he will be able to talk and intercede in the next life. ذَلِكَ, that day, when all of this takes place, Yawmul Haq, it is the day that the reality will be laid forth before everybody. Everyone will be aware of it. فَمَنْ شَاءَ اتَّخَذَ إِلَى رَبِّهِ مَآبًا, then let them, for whoever wants, let him take a return to his Lord. Let him take a place of return to his Lord. Let him use good deeds to store that away, so when he meets his Lord, that's what he will see. يَوْمَ يَنْظُرُ الْمَرْءُ مَا قَدَّمَتْ يَدَاهُ, he will see the good or the evil that he has done. وَيَقُولُ الْكَافِرُ, and the kafir will say, يَا لَيْتَنِي كُنْتُ تُرَابًا, I wish that I was dust. He will wish that he would never create it. He wished that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not be able to punish him if he was in that condition. Any questions? Let's try our best to finish the i'rab of these ayat. Bi'idnillahi ta'ala. He says, Inna lil muttaqina. Inna is a harf nasikh wa nasib. It means emphasis, tawkeed, right? Making the noun after it mansoob. Lil muttaqina. Lil muttaqina. Lil is harf jar. Muttaqina is ismu majroor with a ya. Before that it was muttaquna. Muttaquna, right? And it became muttaqina with a ya after the lam. Right? And it is the khabar of inna. The ismu inna is mafaza. Ismu inna is mansoob. Inna mafazan lil muttaqina. Indeed, this victory is for the people who have taqwa. But he brought and emphasized the taqwa. That's why he brought the khabar ahead of time. Inna lil muttaqina mafaza. Hada'ika wa An-Naba. Hada'ika is a badal from mafaza, so it is mansoob with the fatha. But since mafaza is ismu inna, hada'iqa is a badal for that, so it's mansoob as well with the fatha. Wa is harfu atf. An-Naba is also a badal for hada'iqa or for mafaza as well, right? Wa kawa'iba. Wa is harfu atf, and kawa'iba is also a badal, or it is attached to. Right? It is attached to this. So it is mansoob. Right? They also, for them, inna kawa'iba atraba lil muttaqina. Indeed, these kawa'iba, maf'ul, ismu inna, right? Ma'tuf, or as a badal, is mansoob with a fatha here. Atraba is a sifa for kawa'iba. Atraba is a sifa for kawa'iba, so therefore it has to be mansoob, just like kawa'iba is mansoob. Wa ka'san dihaqa. Wa is harfu atf. Ka's is ma'tuf. It is ma'tuf, meaning it is connected to this mafaza and hadaiqa and all of this, right? Inna ka'san dihaqa lil muttaqina. This ka'sa, right? Mansoob, because it is ma'toof to hadaiqa and all of this. Dihaqa is a sifa. Mansoob, agreeing with the noun that it's describing. Ka'sa. Any questions?
La.
La yasma'una, la here, right? La here is a nafi, la nafiya, the negation, right? Yasma'una is a fil mudari, a present tense verb. Marfu' bithabut noon. It's marfu'. How do we know it's marfu'? Bithabut noon. Right? If it was mansoob or majzoom, we would drop that noon and add an alif for protection of the waw. But we have the noon there, so we know it is marfu'. And the fa'il here is the waw al-jama'. The waw al-jama' is in the position of being marfu' as the fa'il. Yasma'una fiha. Fi, harf jar, ha, damir muttasal. It is an attached pronoun. Fi mahal al-jar. Ismu majroor. In the position of being majroor. Lagwan. Lagwan is maf'ulun bihi. La yasma'una what? They won't hear what? Lagwan. They won't hear lagwan. Maf'ulun bihi mansoob fatha dhahira. Wala, wa is harfu atf. Lam here is for ta'keed or tawkeed of emphasis, meaning they're not going to hear this either. Kidhaba is ma'toof on lagu. Lagu. Meaning it is connected to this. So what does to lagu we do to kidhaba. Mansoob, since it is the maf'ulun bihi. Right? Bifatha dhahira. Jaza'an. Jaza'an, we said, is just like the jaza'an up above for the people of the hellfire. Right? We said that it is a verb which is mahdhuf, which is dropped here. Right? Is a verb which is mahdhuf. Such as jaza, meaning he will reward them jaza'an. Jaza, jaza'an. He will reward them a reward. Right? Maf'ulun mutlaq. Mansoob with fatha dhahira. Mir rabbika. Min is harf jar. Rabbi ismu majroor with a kasra dhahira. Kaf is a damir muttasal. Mabni ala fatha fi mahal jar mudaf ilay. Right? Ata'an. Ata'an is a maf'ulun bihi. Right? As a maf'ulun bihi. He will give them what? He will reward them with what? The ata'an. Maf'ulun bihi mansoob. Right? Mansoob with a fatha dhahira. Hisaba is a sifa lil ata'. It is a description of ata'. This ata' is given due to this hisab. Right? This is a sifa. It's hard to translate as a sifa in English, but that's what it means. It's a description of the ata'. Ata' is given as a hisaban. It is a description of it because of the what's the word we used earlier? Because of what they did, right? Because of what they did, right? And this is the one second here. Trying to find the word. Oh, he says here consideration, but it means more so than consideration because of taking into the account of the deeds. We used the word earlier, but I can't remember what I said. Ata'an hisaba. This is a sifa, so it is mansoob in agreement with ata'. Rabbis samawati. Rabbi here is a badal for Rabbi here. Right? Rabbi here is a badal for this one in the square. Rabbi. Mir Rabbis samawati wal ard. You said what they earn, accountable. Yes. I had a specific word I used, but I can't remember it. It began with a C, but I can't remember it. Rabbi here, as we said, is a badal for the Rabb over here, up above. Right? So it is majroor, just like this one with a kasra dhahira. Rabbis samawati. As-samawat is mudaf ilay, majroor with a kasra dhahira. Waw is harfu atf. Al-ard is ma'toof to as-samawat. It's connected there, so it has the kasra being majroor just like it. Wa ma baynahuma. Wa is a harfu atf. It is a harfu atf. بينهما بين is a ظرف. الظرف المكان. بين is a ظرف مكان. So it is منصوب with a fatha ظاهرة. هما is a ضمير متصل في محل مضاف إليه مجرور. بينهما. هما is going to be an attached pronoun مبني على سكون في محل الجر مجرور مضاف إليه. بينهما. الرحمن. Ar-Rahman is a badal for Rabb. Rabb. Right? So it is majroor just like this, which was a badal for this Rabb. Rabbi. Ar-Rahmani. Rabbi samawati wal ardi wa ma baynahuma. The Lord of the heavens and the earth and what is between them. Ar-Rahman. Right? Ar-Rahman. Telling you that that is Ar-Rahman, a badal that is majroor. Right? Just like Rabbi is. لا يملكون. لا is a harf nafiyah, it is negating. يملكون is a fi'l mudari', is a present tense verb, marfu' بثبوت النون, with the presence of that noon. Right? لا يملكون. The fa'il here is a waw jama'. The waw jama' is your fa'il, marfu'. إلا لا يملكون. إلا من أذن له. إلا here is a harf istithna. Harf istithna. Where is it at? La yamlikuna. Am I in the right place? No, la yamlikuna. I said that wrong. La yamlikuna. It's still the same thing. The same thing. The thabut noon and the waw jama'. Minhu. Min is the harf jar. Min is the harf jar. Hu is ismu majroor. Is the damir muttasil mabni ala damma fi mahal jar. Ismu majroor. Khitaba. Khitab is a maf'ulun bihi. What do they own or not own here? La yamlikuna. Khitab. Maf'ulun bihi. Mansub. Wa alamatu nasbihi. Raf. Fatha dhahira. Right? Yawma. Yawma is a dharf. Dharf is a man. A dharf is always mansub. A dharf is always mansub unless something comes in front of it to change it. So a dharf is a man. Mansub. With a fatha dhahira, as we can see it there. Yaqumu. Yaqumu is a fi'l mudari, marfu'. And the sign of it being marfu' is the dhamma. Is the dhamma here. Yawma yaqumu. Ar-ruhu. Ar-ruhu is your fa'il, marfu' bil dhamma. Fa'il marfu' bil dhamma. Wow. Harfu atf. Al-malaika is ma'tuf to ar-ruh. It is also your fa'il, basically. It is marfu' with a dhamma. Saffan. Saffan is the hal. How are they going to come? How are they going to come? The hal is saffan. The hal is mansub with a fatha dhahira. Right? Saffan mansub with a fatha dhahira due to being the hal. La yatakallamuna. La. La is a harf nafiyah. It is negating. Right? يتكلمون. They are not going to talk. يتكلمون في المضارع مرفوع بثبوت النون. Right? It is from the أفعال الخمسة. So it is the sign of it being marfu' is the noon. يتكلمان يتكلمون تتكلمان تتكلمون تتكلمين. Those are the أفعال الخمسة, the 5 verbs. So it is marfu' bi thubut noon. The fa'il is the waw jama' in the position of being marfu' since it is the fa'il. Illa is harf al-istithna. Right? Illa harf al-istithna. Man ismu mawsul mabni ala sukun is in the position of being mansub because what comes after illa is mansub. But because this is mabni ala sukun, we don't get to see it. The sign of it being mansub there, right? Adina is a fil madi. Adina is a fil madi, a past tense verb. Past tense verb, mabni ala fatha. Mabni ala fatha. The fa'il is mustatir. Taqdiruhu huwa. Except who? He. Lahu. And it goes over here to ar-Rahman. That's your fa'il. Right? But inside of here, it's hidden. Right? But it goes over here to ar-Rahman is your fa'il. Lahu له is a harf jar, لا is harf jar, هو is ضمير متصل مبني على ضمة في محل الجار اسم مجرور. الرحمن, as we said, is your file مرفوع with a ضمة ظاهرة. وقال و is حرف عطف. قال في الماضي مبني على فتحة. The file ضمير مستتر تقديره هو. It is, the file is hidden. It's هو. Right? He's going to say الصواب. صواب is the مفعول به. What is he going to say? صواب. He's going to say what is correct. He's going to say the truth. مفعول به منصوب بفتحة ظاهرة. Any questions?
Nah.
I know I'm going a little long. We got 2 more ayats. Let's try to finish, inshallah. ذَلِكَ is your mubtada, marfu'. Even though ذَلِكَ can be broken up into 3 parts. The thou, the lam, and the kaf all have something to do here. However, we're going to make it easy and just say ذَلِكَ is your mubtada. ذَلِكَ مبني على فتحة marfu', position of being marfu', right? With the dhamma muqaddara, with the dhamma which is hidden, right? Al-yawm is your khabar. Dharika al-yawm, that is the day. That is the day. Al-yawm is your khabar marfu' with a dhamma dhahira. Al-haq is a sifa to al-yawm, is a description. So it's going to agree with it in its case with a dhamma dhahira. Faman sha'a. Fa is harf istinafiya, is to continue, right? Man is here ismu shart. It's ismu mawsul, but it has a meaning of shart. Man is mabni ala sukoon. We don't have the sukoon here because of the tajweed rule of ikhfa with the sheen following it, but it's mabni ala sukoon. It has the meaning of being a condition. So then let him, or let him do this, right? And it is your mubtada, marfu'. Man sha'a. Sha'a is a fil madi, mabni ala fatha, right? And it is a position of being majzoom because it is the fil of the shart. It is the verb of the condition, right? It is the verb of the condition. And the fa'il of sha'a is the damir mustatir, is a hidden pronoun. Taqdiruhu huwa, then let him wish, whoever wishes. Ittakhadha, right? And sha'a is the khabar of men. Sha'a is the khabar of men. Ittakhadha is a fil madi mabni ala fatha. Ittakhadha mabni ala fatha, right? And it is also in a position of being majzoom as the shart. So whoever does this, then that. This man is going to have 2 things, and it's going to be majzoom. Sha'a is majzoom and ittakhadha is majzoom. But past tense verbs are mabni. They don't have marfu and mansub and majzoom. But because they're in that position of being majzoom due to the men, right? Ila is harf jar. Rabbihi, Rabbi is ism majroor with a kasra dhahira. Rabbihi, the he here is majroor mudaf ilay. Ma'aba. Ma'aba is the maf'ulun bihi mansub. Let him take what? Let him take ma'aba. Maf'ulun bihi mansub with a fatha dhahira. Inna. Inna is 2 parts. Inna was harfun nasib and tawkid, meaning to emphasis, and the na is the na ad-damir muttasil fi mahal nasb ismu inna, right? Inna is emphasis. The na here is ismu inna, is damir muttasil mabni ala sukun fi mahal nasb mansub ismu inna. Andarnakum. Andarna is a past tense verb fil madi mabni ala sukun. مبني على سكون لاتصاله الناء الفاعلين, because of that na fa'ilin. Na is the fa'il. The na here is the fa'il. It is مبني على سكون ضمير متصل مبني على سكون في محل رفع فاعل. kum is مبني على سكون. kum is مبني على سكون في محل نصب مفعول به. أنذرناكم, we warned you. We warned you, right? عذابا مفعول به الثاني. We warned you of what? We warned you of a punishment. مفعول به الثاني منصوب بفتح ظاهرة. قريبا is a sifa to قريب. It's a sifa to qareeb, so it is mansoob with the fatha dhahira. Yawma is a dharf of zaman, mansoob, always with a fatha dhahira, right? Yanzuru is a fil mudari, is a present tense verb. Yanzuru is a present tense verb, marfu with a dhamma, dhahira. This dhamma is a sign of it being marfu. Yanzuru, he will look. Who will look? Al-mar'u, your fa'il, marfu with a dhamma, dhahira. The person will look. Ma qaddamat. Ma, he will look at what? Ismu mawsul, in the position of being mansoob. He's going to look at what? He's going to look at what? Right? He's going to look at his hands. He's going to look at what? This is the object. He's going to look at what? Qaddamat. Qaddamat is a fil madi. Mabni ala fatha. Mabni ala fatha. The ta is a ta'nith sakina. Right? Showing us it's feminine. Yadahu. Because body parts and pairs are treated as feminine. Yadan, two hands. Right? So it's treated as feminine. Yadahu. Yad is your fa'il. Yadan is your fa'il. Marfu with the alif. Not yadain, which would be mansoob or majroor with the ya. But yadahu. Marfu with an alif. Right? And ha is a damir muttasal fi mahal al-jar mudaf ilay. And the noon is dropped because of the idafa. Yadan. This noon is dropped because of the idafa. Wa is harfu atf. Yaqulu. Yaqulu is a fil mudari marfu. Wal amatu rafi dhamma. Right? The dhamma here is the sign of it being marfu. The fa'il is kafir. Al-kafiru is your fa'il. Marfu. Dhamma. Right? Dhahira. Ya laytani. Ya is a harfu tanbih. Harfu tanbih, meaning a letter or a word of bringing attention. Oh. Oh. Laytani. Late is a harf of nasikh and nasib. It has a meaning of hope. Tamanna has a meaning of hope. Oh, I wish, or I hope. Right? It's from the akhwatu inna. Right? And the noon here, this ya is the ya mukhataba, the one who's doing the talking. This noon here is to protect it. So we don't say layti. That wouldn't be right. So this noon is called the noon al-wiqaya. Noon lil-wiqaya. It's protecting the ya. Right? It's protecting the ya there. Kuntu. Kuntu is a fil madi mabni ala sukun due to the attachment of the ta al-mutaharrika. And the fa'il here is the ta is a fa'il. Damir muttasal. It is an attached pronoun fi mahal raf because it's the fa'il. Kuntu. Turaba, I wish I was. Turaba is khabaru kana. Khabaru later. Khabaru later. Right? No, asif. Khabaru kana. Right here. Khabaru kana. Turaba, mansoob, khabaru kana, bi, fatha dhahira, and that meme is if you want to come over and start reading Kuntu turaban bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Tajweed rule. Any questions about that?
Let's see, I don't know if you answered this. That's the question here. So you say, what about they earn accountability?
Yeah. No, it wasn't a question. She was saying, I was saying I had a thought in hisaba. Okay. I had a word I said earlier, which turned accountability into a nice adjective, but I said it so quickly and I didn't remember it. Now I can't remember it. So anyway, I said it on accident and it came out nice, and now I can't think of it. So well. طيب, inshallah, tomorrow we'll meet with An-Nazi'at, inshallah ta'ala. And tomorrow, if you guys want, I'm going to show up. If you guys show up, I'm going to show up at 5:40 a.m. I guess all you guys are basically in America. 5:45 or 6:45, depending on if you're in the East Coast. And then again, I'm going to show up at 1:45 p.m. or 2:45 p.m. right, for 1 hour. This East Coast, and this is right. So tomorrow in a Sabt and Al Ahad, in order to try to finish it, I'm going to show up twice, in the morning and in the afternoon, inshallah. طيب.
طيب.
جزاكم الله خيرا. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.